Right now, somewhere in the world, someone is on their third episode of a weight loss documentary while eating chips in bed. No judgment, truly. But here's the thing. The fact that you can even be overweight is one of the most statistically insane achievements in all of human history. For 99% of our existence on this planet, getting fat was nearly impossible, not difficult, not unlikely, nearly impossible. And the rare few who managed it, their story is genuinely bizarre. Let's go back, way back. For the first 200,000 years of human existence, your body had one job: not looking good at the beach, not fitting into last year's jeans, surviving until tomorrow. And surviving until tomorrow required an absolutely brutal amount of physical output. You woke up hungry. You moved to find food. You moved more to find water. You carried things, climbed things, ran from things. Then you ate whatever you managed to find or kill. Then you did it again, every single day. There was no surplus. There was no couch. There was no delivery app bringing warm food to your cave in under 30 minutes. Calories were currency, and you were always broke. The human body, being the paranoid little survival machine that it is, responded to this reality in the most logical way possible. It got extremely good at storing fat the moment extra calories appeared, because extra calories almost never appeared. So when they did, your body treated them like a financial windfall. It saved everything, hoarded it, tucked it away on your thighs and stomach like a prehistoric savings account. Because winter was coming, the hunt might fail, and starvation was never more than a few bad weeks away. This is why you can eat one slice of birthday cake and somehow feel guilty about it for 3 days. Your body still thinks you live in a cave. But here's where it gets interesting. Obesity as a condition almost certainly existed in small pockets even in the Stone Age, not from overeating chips, from biology. Certain injuries could limit movement. Certain hormonal conditions existed then exactly as they do now. Pregnancy changed bodies permanently. And in some communities that had access to unusually reliable food sources, coastal settlements with consistent fish, fertile river valleys, occasional caloric surplus was possible. So, what did ancient humans actually think when someone in the group was visibly larger than everyone else? The answer depends entirely on the era, and it is not what you'd expect. The oldest known human figurines, carved between 35,000 and 40,000 years ago, are not thin. They are emphatically, deliberately not thin. The Venus figurines found across Europe depict women with large stomachs, wide hips, heavy thighs, and full bodies. Archaeologists have argued about their meaning for over a century. Fertility symbols, goddess figures, idealized forms. But whatever they meant spiritually, their existence tells you something simple. Someone looked at a larger body and decided it was worth carving in stone and keeping forever. That is not the behavior of a culture that found larger bodies repulsive. In a world where food was never guaranteed, visible body fat signaled something remarkable. It meant you had enough. It meant your family had enough. It meant you were good at surviving, which was the only metric that actually mattered. Large bodies in many ancient cultures weren't a problem to be solved. They were evidence of success. Fast forward to the first actual civilizations: ancient Egypt, Mesopotamia, early China. As agricultural societies developed, food surpluses became real for the first time in history. And with them came a new class of humans who didn't have to do physical labor to eat. The elite, the priests, the rulers, and many of them got fat. And rather than hiding it, they displayed it. Because in a society where most people were still hungry most of the time, being visibly well-fed was a status symbol so obvious it required no explanation. Ancient Egyptian art shows pharaohs with rounded stomachs. Roman feasts were legendary precisely because excess was the point. In parts of West Africa, young women entering arranged marriages were historically sent to fattening houses, spaces where they ate, rested, and were deliberately made larger before the wedding, because a heavier bride signaled that her family could afford to feed her well. Obesity wasn't a medical diagnosis. It wasn't a moral failure, it was an advertisement. It said very clearly, I have resources, I am protected, I matter. But here's the darker side of all this. The same ancient societies that admired fat in their rulers showed no patience for it in people who were expected to work. A laborer who couldn't perform physically was a liability. A soldier who couldn't move quickly was a danger to everyone around him. There was no social safety net, no accommodations, no desk job alternative. If your body couldn't do what the group needed it to do, the group had a problem. Ancient medical texts from Greece and Egypt actually do address obesity, not as a cosmetic issue, but as a functional one. Hippocrates noted that very overweight people were more likely to die suddenly. He recommended less food and more movement. Not exactly groundbreaking advice, but the fact that it was being written down at all tells you this was a real enough occurrence to warrant documentation. The treatment options available were predictably limited. Eat less, move more, sweat deliberately. Some ancient cultures used herbal remedies to suppress appetite or stimulate digestion. None of it was particularly effective because the real cure, consistent caloric deficit over time, was something most ancient humans achieved effortlessly just by being alive in a world that never had enough food. Here's the genuinely strange part. The thing your body does when it stores fat, that ancient, obsessive, deeply inconvenient survival mechanism, kept your ancestors alive through ice ages, famines, failed hunts, and brutal winters. Every time you look in the mirror and feel frustrated by your body holding on to weight, you are experiencing the biological echo of 10,000 near extinctions. Your body is not broken. It is extraordinarily good at a job that no longer needs doing quite so urgently. The problem isn't your body. The problem is that your body is running ancient software in a world it was never designed for. A world where the hunt is a DoorDash order, and the cave has a couch.